Welcome to the most underrated, prettiest, most magical town in Mexico. Taxco's magic comes from its rich history, its incredible architecture, its silver traditions, its picturesque cobblestone streets, and its colonial buildings covered in flowers. We've had friends and family tell us that this is their favorite town in all of Mexico, and I think we just might agree.
We first heard of Taxco because my cousins Juanito and Chela were filming a movie here, so shout out to them for helping us put this place on our bucket list. The movie is called Amar Sin Miedo, and it will be showing around the US and Mexico starting this fall.
Taxco. Taxco? Taxco?
The meaning of the word Taxco comes from the Nahuatl word tlacheco, composed of two elements: tlacht, name of the ball game, and the locative co, in or place, which together translates as place where you play ball.
I can't emphasize enough how excited we are to show you this place. But first, really quickly, we're going to show you how we got here.
We flew into Mexico City Airport after visiting family in Chicago for a couple weeks. The bus terminal from inside the airport didn't have direct buses to Taxco, so we bought tickets for the next bus to Cuernavaca, and in Cuernavaca we booked the next bus to Taxco. When we arrived in Cuernavaca, we walked to the Coastal Line bus terminal, but had to wait 2 hours for the next bus because they were all booked, so I'd recommend buying your bus tickets online at least a few hours ahead.
Being a Pueblo Magico, there's a lot to enjoy here in Taxco. There are museums, parks, gardens, churches, silver shopping. Here's our list of things not to miss when you visit Taxco.
The first thing to do when you get here is get lost in the streets. The streets were built only as wide as necessary to fit the vehicles of that era, which were horse-drawn carriages and donkeys. No one anticipated that cars would be driving through these streets, so sidewalks weren't thought of either. That's actually why you'll see so many Volkswagen Bugs. They're the only cars that fit through most of these streets. Now that funny anecdote is part of the magic around here.
The Socalo is the center of town where families gather and hang out. It's also a great place to come and people watch and admire this Baroque style church. This church is easily the most beautiful work of art in town. It was built by indigenous men, women, and children, enslaved by a French guy named Joseph de la Borde, also known around here as José de la Borda. José de la Borda got rich off mines in and around Taxco in the early 18th century, and at the time, Taxco had the richest mining in all of Mexico, producing iron, silver, gold, and more, making José de la Borda the richest man in Mexico at the time. Even though this church is now a town jewel admired by all, De la Borda had this church built in vain for his children. The church is just as gorgeous on the inside as it is on the outside. For devout Catholics, it's worth noting that this is one of the most complete churches in the world, filled with the most sculptures of religious symbols I've ever seen. His dream was for his son to become a priest and for his daughter to become a nun.
This is the world's largest Virgen de Guadalupe made out of silver, and it was made here in Taxco.
To learn more about Taxco, we took a tour with a local guide.
We learned a lot of gory stuff about the Catholic Church on our tour. For example, the fact that this is known as Calle del Ahorcado, the street of the hanged, because this is exactly the place where the Catholic Church would hang people who committed sins, crimes, or simply wouldn't follow the faith.
Our guide also took us for a walk around town and pointed out some of the museums, like there's Casa Borda, the former home of José de la Borda and now art museum and cultural center. Casa Humboldt, which is a museum of religious art. It's named after the German scientist and explorer Alexander von Humboldt. Casa Spratling is another museum dedicated to the New Yorker who helped Taxco grow its silver industry. There's a restaurant with really good food called Cafecito. He gave us a very detailed 3-hour tour of Taxco and we learned so much. Even the smallest details, like why the streets have years stamped on them. The year stamped on the ground indicates when the street was last renovated. Pretty cool.
And while you're wandering the streets of Taxco, don't forget to walk into the Mercado de Artesanías. It's quite a maze. You'll find all sorts of stuff here, like food, produce, toys, candy, backpacks, and of course handicrafts, artesanías. I'm overwhelmed. So much going on. You can always count on Mexican markets to have everything you need. And we made it to the Socalo. You can get silver anywhere in town, but if you're here on a Saturday, you don't want to miss the Saturday Silver Market. It's located on the main road and it starts right at the bus station.
A little overwhelming, huh?
Yeah, there's so many places.
Beautiful options too.
I'm like overwhelmed.
Buying silver here, they charge you by the weight of the silver instead of just selling you and putting a set price. It's really, really good because you get an idea of how much silver you're getting, and some of these are beautiful. There's so many options, and it definitely Saturday is the best place to check out because we went to other puestos and these were like 3,000, 2,000, and right here 600 pesos. So when we were in Zacatecas, I was looking for a chain because I've been wanting a silver chain, and this one's really, really nice. What do y'all think? Should I take it? Comment down below. Sorry, no, I'm gonna make a decision before you guys comment down below. I love it, I love it. What do y'all think though? Oh, check out my shirt.
Wow, I think it looks good.
I think it matches the shirt.
Yeah.
Watch out, all blinged out. Woo -woo.
There are over 500 of these jewelry stalls throughout in and around the bus station, and it's not just on the street, it's also down underground. If you're looking to go jewelry shopping in Taxco and it's not Saturday and you don't know where to go, well, our recommendation is gonna be Galeria Centro Joyero Taxco, or Galeria Taxco. This place has really good prices from what we've seen. It's close to the bus station. Of course, you'll find lots of silver downtown in the Socalo area, but in terms of prices, this is some of the best prices we've seen. And you can find jewelry, of course, every day, not just on Saturdays. We went a little crazy. They're such good prices. I got the bracelet for 100 pesos. It's about $5. I got 3 of the 4 rings on my hands for 100 pesos, for 100 pesos, so another $5. This middle one right here.
For 130.
Oh yeah, this middle one right here was 130, so about $6. And
this is the most expensive one at 800 pesos.
It's about $40.
It's about $40, but it's so awesome.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. He's wanted one of these for a year.
Alright, now let's go do something else. The Telepreco is a great way to get a bird's eye view of the entire landscape. It costs 95 pesos per person for a round trip ride. It drops you off at Hotel Monte Taxco, where we read there's a restaurant with a beautiful view, but we didn't get to do that because it was almost closing time. Another way to get a panoramic view is to hike up to El Cristo de Taxco. You can stop by at La Parroquia de Guadalupe on your way there for views, and they just get better and better. We finally made it to what looks like El Cristo Redentor from Brazil. Can you believe this thing is only 20 years old? It's really, really nice. We made it out. Wow, it's so big, it's so cool.
This place has everything you need for a weekend getaway. It's got its Socalo, it has art, museums, its beautiful colonial streets, good food, and eco-adventures to explore just an hour outside of town. On the weekends, you'll see this place bustling with national tourists, and during the week, maybe a small handful of foreign tourists. But for the most part, this is one of those magical places in Mexico that is still largely undiscovered by people outside of Mexico.
For eco-adventures, you have several options to enjoy. Pozas Azules, Cascada Cacalotenando, Las Mil Cascadas at Parque Las Granadas, and Las Grutas de Cacahuamilpa, just to name a few. We went to 2 of these. Pozas Azules, which are natural sources of pools of blue waters as icy as they look. The water isn't its usual light blue color, and we were told that it's due to the rainstorms this week. Here's what it usually looks like. And Las Mil Cascadas, which are great for adventure seekers and thrill junkies. Keep an eye out for upcoming vlogs on these adventures for more info.
In Taxco, you'll see lots of street vendors selling pan dulce. This is probably the town where I've seen the most people selling bread on the street versus like at panaderias, which I love because we're 2 of the biggest members of the Pan Dulce fan club. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes? Okay, so I got some pan here. ¿Le queda de elote? Me vende 2. Now that we have our pan, which looks amazing by the way, we got pan de elote and pan de café. super yummy muffins. We're gonna go find some coffee to have this with. There are a couple coffee shops here that we've been to. There's one that we adore because of the decor. It's like, it's got a patio and it's really beautiful decorations. It's called Santo Cafe. You gotta check it out.
Our first morning in Taxco, we woke up to the smell of fresh tortillas. We stayed at Hostal Amate, which just so happens to be located on the same street as this market. These señoras are set up just about every day for breakfast and lunch. In our Taxco food blog, we'll share more about how we unknowingly ate stink bugs. Yeah, you heard that right, stink bugs. I know we mentioned there would be a food vlog, but I just want to mention these two restaurants for their stunning views. There's Restaurant Go with a front row seat to the church, and there's Rosa Mexicano. The food there was so good, we're going to go ahead and just show it to you now.
Okay, now that we're all blinged out and shopping made us hungry, we headed over to Rosa Mexicano, a restaurant famous for its mole rosa, which we've heard a lot about here in Taxco. So we have our food here, an amazing view in our chains.
Rosa Mexicano is also known as Rosa Amaranto, so just in case you come and you don't see Rosa Mexicano when you come up to the restaurant, you're like, it's the same one. This mole is supposed to be really popular around here. Apparently it's made with almonds, piñones, nice little touch of betabel to give it a sweet tangy taste. It's our first time trying a mole that's rosa, but it looks good. It looks really good.
Is that a tamal?
No, it's actually a chicken breast.
No, that one looks like a
Oh, I thought this was part of the chicken. It is a tamal. It is a tamal, yeah. Chicken breast, rice, and a tamal on top. It smells really good. Alright, let's give this experience a try. Start off with the rice.
You need a knife.
Give the sauce a taste with the rice that they provided. Oh wow, it's really good.
Is it sweet? Is it spicy?
It's sweet, it's not spicy, and it's very earthy, so it has an almondy taste. Very, very good. I'm gonna give the chicken a shot. The chicken is super nice and tender.
It's sweet. I like it. Sweet and nutty. No manches. No stains. This mole rosa is really good. I think it's just my favorite thing to eat here in Taxco.
Huh?
I am blown away by this mole rosa. Another level of happiness right now.
We're gonna wrap up this vlog with drinks and karaoke. La Bendita has karaoke on Tuesday nights starting at 7 p.m. and really, really good cocktail. Our favorite, La Berta, a cocktail with lime, tequila, and honey. It's so good, it tastes like medicine, but like in a really, really good way. After a few of these, I built up the courage to shoot my own shot at karaoke. Aguanta corazón, no seas cobarde. Si te tienes que ausentar, que sea por Dios. No olvides que por lejos que te vayas, no sufres solo tú, sino los dos. Karaoke night was led by Eunice, who is very talented and helps hype everybody else up. Then on Sunday night, we went to go see her sing with her friends at a bar called Casablanca.
And this town really has it all. Well, almost. The one thing that we didn't really see around here was salsa dancing. But we still had a good time hanging out in nightlife. If I had salsa dancing, imagine, we might even consider living here.
I think the closest place to do salsa dancing is probably the Cuernavaca, which is the biggest city north of Taxco. So maybe we get a chance to head out there soon.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out in Taxco with us. Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below and love tap that like button to show support. Se cuidan.
Se bañan y
Y
nos vemos hasta la próxima.
Chao.